I need to wake up. Hello, and welcome to Thursday Night Live. I'm your host, Dr. Rita Louise, and thank you all for tuning into the show today. Wow, what a, I don't want to say crazy, but kind of rough week this has been. And instead of talking on a topic, what I am planning on doing, and I'm sorry, but the cat and the dog are kind of going crazy in the background, so they're kind of going crazy in the background. But what I want to do is for us to do a little guided meditation where we can use the time and the energy to kind of let go of some of the energy that we have picked up and are carrying around with us, and like finally get to be able to breathe just a little bit deeper. But before I get to that, I know there are people that are listening on different platforms that doesn't allow you into the chat, like ERRT Radio. Hi, ERRT Radio people. But if you want to join the chat and get a free on-air psychic reading, please go to my YouTube channel, which is Just Energy Radio. That's 3 words, Just Energy Radio on YouTube. Hit the live button and join the chat. So anyway, and so what we're going to do is we are going to do a grounding type meditation. It is a grounding meditation, but our imagery is going to be the use of like a giant bathtub drain. So what I would like everyone to do, I mean, whether you're listening on your phone or you're sitting in front of your computer, I would like for you to just get comfortable in your seat, or if you're on your sofa or on your bed, wherever you happen to be, I just want you to get comfortable and take a moment and close your eyes. And I'm going to close my eyes too as we work through this meditation. And so if you hear me yawn, that's just what I do. If you've had sessions with me, you hear me yawn, just ignore the yawning part. Okay. So again, get comfortable in your chair and take a nice deep breath in. That would be in through your nose. And hold it, and then out through your mouth. And let's just take a couple of breaths this way. In through the nose, hold it, and out through the mouth. And one last breath, in through the nose, and hold it, and out through the mouth. So when you meditate, or even when you just breathe like we were just breathing, that really is a piece of a mindfulness practice that we talk about on the show very often, to work on your mindfulness practice. But from here, what I would like everyone to do is to just allow yourself and spirit to settle back into your physical body. You might be thinking about something that was going on at work, and bring your attention back here, listening to my voice. You might be thinking about the election. You might be thinking about what you should eat for dinner. You might be thinking about what you should be doing tomorrow, and acknowledge all of those things and take another deep breath. And just give yourself the opportunity to let that go and come back into your body, and allow you as spirit to seat more fully into your physical body. And just notice with that couple of little things that we've done, that you might actually feel a bit better right now, a bit more relaxed, a bit more comfortable, a bit more here in the present moment, in the here and now. And so, what I'm going to do as we move forward is I'm going to give you some visualizations to work with as we create this grounding cord and set it up on release. And so, what I would like for you to imagine is your auric field. So your auric field is the area around your body, it's your personal space, it's your personal bubble. And it is supposed to go all the way around you and tuck in underneath your feet. And so just take one moment and check in on that part of yourself and imagine in your mind's eye that this luminous bubble goes all the way around you and under your feet as well. Many times that bubble doesn't go all the way under us, and energy is able to get into our space that way. Now imagine that this bubble is like a giant bathtub drain, or like a giant bathtub or pool that we are living inside of. And from our first chakra, from your first chakra at the base of the spine, so it's kind of like your butthole area, imagine that there is a giant, and I mean giant, bathtub drain that is extending from the base of your spine at that first chakra all the way down to the center of the planet. So not just into the earth, but all the way down to the center of the planet. And when it gets down there, ooh, whew, that felt good. Allow it to anchor into the center of the planet. So it might just be this pipe that's going all the way around, all the way down. You might put a flange on the bottom and bolt it into the center of the earth. Whatever seems right, whatever looks right to you, just have it be that thing. And take a nice deep breath. Now, I want you to imagine, so this might sound a little counterintuitive, that there are your like bathtub knobs in front of you, that turn the water on. But we're not turning the water on. We're actually going to use this kind of like turning on the garden hose outside, where that drain is going to be the channel in which the water is going to flow through. So we can turn that knob and open up that grounding cord from not really letting anything out, like taking out the bathtub stopper from just a little bit to a whole lot all at once. And where that number will be really depends on you. And I'm going to go through some numbers, and when it starts to feel a little uncomfortable or like it's too much movement at one point in time, then just stop moving it, even though I'm going to keep talking, and maybe back it off a half a turn. So as we start, and I like being very physical with this, I'm going to turn my knob, so turn your knob so that that drain is open, let's say 10% of the way. And as you open it up, you can feel some of the energy that might be in your physical body, that might be in your auric field, to start slipping down that drain. Just a little bit, just kind of get the feel of it. And then open it up a little bit more, maybe 20%, 30%. And allow more and more of anything that you're holding on to that might be stuck in your body and your auric field to be released. And keep going, 40, 50, 60, 70%, until you get to a number, and you don't want to go past 100, but you get to a number that feels like a comfortable amount of it being open for you. So for me, for example, that 70% feels really good, but that might seem like too much for you, and maybe 30 or 40% feels better. And it really doesn't matter what the number is. Just find something that feels good, that doesn't make you uncomfortable. And now that you have that chakra opened up, Allow it to release. Allow that flow to happen, to go down that grounding cord, just like your bathtub is draining down the sewer pipe out of your house and into the main sewer line. And you can imagine that in your mind's eye, just seeing this water flowing out of you, or you might sense it in your body where it's just draining. And if you are sensing it, you might notice that as it starts to release, you can start to feel the very top of your head. And as more and more comes out, maybe you can feel the top of your forehead. And letting some more go. It's going down your forehead, and now it's down to your eyes. And even though you have your eyes closed, it's like there's more clarity, there's more light coming in, even through your closed eyes. And continuing down past your nose and mouth, down to your neck. And at this point in time, I would love for you to take a nice deep breath, because you're out from all of that energy, and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And allow that drain to continue, letting go of anything that's not in accordance with you, that's not for your highest good and highest vibration. As you feel it moving down your chest, moving down your back, vertebrae by vertebrae, past your heart and heart center, down your abdomen, down your stomach, past your belly button, down to your hips, down to the tops of your thighs, and down your legs, with all of that just going down that giant drain that you created for yourself. And go ahead and let's take another nice deep breath. Ooh. And notice how you're feeling in this moment. You might feel a little lighter. You might feel more in connection with yourself, or the world around you. And this is what it means to be in the present moment. Or an iteration of being in the present moment. But we're going to take this even further. And I'd like for you to acknowledge any discomfort that you might be feeling in your body, whether it's a physical discomfort or a mental discomfort, or perhaps your brain has just been running on overtime and you can't get it to stop. Allow anything that you detect to just drain down and out of your body, down that grounding cord, down that giant bathtub drain, all the way down to the center of the planet. Ooh, ooh. And you might want to notice if you're holding your breath, and not breathing in a steady and rhythmic kind of way. And if you are, just pay attention to that. Maybe focus a moment on your in-breath and your out-breath. In-breath, out-breath. Good job. And let's do a couple more things before we stop this today. I want you to kind of look around your space, and notice if there's any people around you that are trying to get your attention, whether it's friends or coworkers or children, and say hello to them and allow them to also go down that grounding cord, because this is your time for you. And if there are if there are things going on around you, you know, and the reason I felt compelled to do this is that there was so much tension on the planet leading up to this election that I'd like to give you all the opportunity to let it go. You know, so anything, that apprehension and that waiting and wondering and hoping and praying, just acknowledge that and notice where that's sitting in your body and give yourself a chance to just let that go. Be released from your space. Great. And now I just want to spend one moment with us calling our energy back to ourselves. So I'd like for you to imagine that there is this giant ball of golden light above your head. You can maybe imagine it as like a sun above your head or a giant beach ball. And I want you to just ask the universe to call your energy back from wherever you've left it. You know, it might be in a discussion that you had with someone. It might be in a fight you had. It might be in a project that you've been working on. And you can use like a magnet and have that magnet call back all of these little pieces of your energy that you've left all over the place back into that giant ball of golden light. And the more you call back, that ball might get bigger and bigger, the fuller and fuller it gets as you get more and more of your energy back. And take another nice deep breath. And this is going to sound strange, but I want y'all to do this at home. I want you to reach up above you with your hands and grab the bottom of that ball. And I want you to pull it down around you and bring it all the way down to your feet. So you are sitting in this luminous ball of golden light that's filled with your energy that you've left all over the place. And take a couple of nice deep breaths in this energy, breathing your essence back into you. And as you breathe in, you might feel it going into your lungs and this radiant golden energy going through your blood system, moving through you and filling you, recharging you with your energy and your vitality. And you might let some of it come in your seventh chakra at the top of the head and trickle down through your body, kind of like it's coating it and soothing all of the tissues that are inside of you. And maybe let some of that go down your giant bathtub drain to heal that too, to bring that into present time, to revitalize it as well. And then maybe take another nice deep breath. And when you feel ready, go ahead and wiggle your hands and feet, kind of move around in your chair or wherever you're sitting. And when you feel ready, go ahead and open your eyes and come back into this moment. So I would love to hear what you thought about this meditation. You know, and I'm offering this, and one of the things that I've been doing is I've been cutting out I'm going to say the educational part into a separate video. You know, but this is a technique that you can learn to do, and whenever you're feeling stuck, whenever you're not feeling in the present moment, that you can use this technique, and you don't really have to listen to the video. You just have to follow the precepts about creating that line of energy down to the center of the planet, to have your auric field be a bubble around you, and then turning it on release, and just exploring and having anything that's discordant being let go from your body. It is that simple. Okay, so before I move on, my little announcement. If you'd like to schedule a private consultation with me, please go to my webpage, soulhealer.com. That's soulhealer.com. You know, and if you like this meditation and would like to learn more about working with your own energy to help heal yourself, or would like to study to become a medical intuitive counselor, or energy medicine practitioner, please go to my website, appliedenergeticsinstitute.com. That's appliedenergeticsinstitute.com, and check out the certification training that I offer. There's also a Jumpstart Your Intuition, which is a free download that you can get just by putting in your email address. Great. Okay, let's see. Oh, and you know, if you are enjoying this show, oops, that's got to go away. You know, and it's helping you. I would love if you would share the love with me. You know, and I've set up a tip jar where you can maybe give me a little something to help promote the show. And you can go to my webpage, soulhealer.com/live. That's soulhealer.com/live. There's a direct link to PayPal where you can just go in and do a donation straight through PayPal. Or there are shopping carts, which means you would have to go through my credit card system. But you can use like Visa, MasterCard, Discover, all the traditional credit cards that way as well. Anyway, because I love you and I love doing this show with you. Okay, so as you know, I am going to go through the comments. Whoever asked for a reading first is first come, first serve. I really ask people to type their comments if they want me to see them in capital letters, or at least start in capital letters, so I can segregate out you guys visiting, which I love that you guys have become a family, and information that you would like for me to read and hear. Okay. Yeah. And if you like the meditation, I would love some feedback, or if you guys have questions about it, please put that in the comments below. Okay, so we had an early contestant. So Dawn's here. Hey, Dawn. And actually, Dawn beat you all because he was here before we even started streaming and put his thing in first. So Dawn, I guess you're number one. You're number one, and I'm just going to mix these a little bit because I have not. Okay, Dawn. So let's see what you got going on. All right, Dawn. So that's your card for today. Well, Dawn, I'm feeling like today's topic was a really good one for you. I hope you took the opportunity to close your eyes and quiet your mind. I feel like internally, you've just been kind of revved up. And so, I mean, really, that's really the comment that I have, and I would say, I do things that are mindful, but I'm hoping that this was good for you to kind of help settle you down internally so you can be more grounded and more present. So, yay. Okay. So Marco said, upvote a Rita best hair and lips on YouTube. Thank you, Marco. All right, RLCC. Hey, how's it going? All right. Hello, Cindy. Let's see. So Marco says, Rita, is your room full of smoke or smoke? Yeah, I don't really understand that. Actually, let me see. I know what's wrong. I'm not on the right camera. Okay, 1, 2, 3, presto changeo. Maybe. Bam! Bam! It's magic. Okay, that's way better. Thank you, Marco. I was seeing that. I'm like, God, that's really weird. Hi, Miss Amy. Bong out. All right, RLCC, Dr. Rita, love your blouse. Isn't it cool? Well, I figured I'm doing this whole meditation thing, so I needed to be like kind of psychedelic today. Hey, Veronica. Hi, Miss Deb. All right. Hi, Miss Yvonne. Joe. Hey, girl. Nice seeing you. All right. Mr. B and Friend Truth Seekers. Hey, how's it going? All right. Yvonne is the next one in the. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on one second. Kim Jameson. Holy hell. Hey, girl. It is so nice to see you in here, but I gotta do a reading for Yvonne. So hang on. Okay, and she would like a number 2. Okay, and that's your card for today. Okay, Yvonne. Well, what I'm getting and what this card shows are like 2 completely different things. Well, kind of completely different things. I feel like all the pictures on this card are like what you want, but is not happening right now. I feel like you're a little bit frustrated right now. But I feel like, and we've talked about this, and I'm not sure if you've been here the last couple of weeks, there's just this very stuck energy, which I feel like is starting to unwind now that the election has come and gone. Just be patient. That's really what I have. I feel like, well, this is interesting. I always believe that the universe will like shut things off because it makes us come up with different coping strategies. And I feel like you have been working with some different coping strategies to like find your space, be in your space, be more present, be more connected to your guides. Now, granted, I'm not feeling like it's really working right now because there's all this other interference happening, but it has been really good practice for you. And so don't discount what you have done, because in any other situation, it would be working, so just be gentle with yourself and know that it's not you. And yes, please keep up with what you've been doing, because it is what you should be doing, in this situation or not. And I hope that makes sense. I think it does. Okay, so back to Kim, because she's next. So Kim and I actually went to the Berkeley Psychic Institute together. And so if you were here for the opening of this, Kim, it probably sounded very familiar to you in what I was talking about. The Kim is an excellent chiropractor. She lives, I'm assuming you're still in California. And God, I haven't talked to you in forever. Anyway, hi, Kim. Okay, Master Player would like a reading number 1. Okay, Master Player. Okay. All right, and that's your card for today. All right, interesting. So I don't know if you have like invested in some new technology or have been exploring a new way of doing something. I mean, I feel like there really is this technology aspect to it. As an example, you decided you want to start making videos, but how do you format them in a certain way? That kind of thing. It's definitely a hardware dependent thing. I feel like you're on the right track with that. But I'm feeling like, and I'm going to throw this out there, I'm feeling like there's a piece missing. You're either missing a piece of information, or you're missing a piece of hardware that would make the whole process be easier. So look for that. Try to figure that piece out, because it does seem doable. What you're wanting to do does seem doable, but you're missing a piece. So I hope that makes sense to you. And again, you know, if you get a reading, other than, you know, if you want to like leave me a little something, something, you know, at soulhealer.com/live, which I would love. But I would also love your comments and feedback below, if, you know, if what I'm saying makes sense. Nancy, hey Nancy, how's it going? Hi, Amy Surratt versus Amy O. Yvonne says, very nice meditation. Thank you very much. Veronica says, loved it. Don says, I feel lighter and a bit better. Better, yeah. And Don, that was just so weird that I did pull that card, and it was like, that was, I feel like that was just really what you needed. And then Marco said, Rita's trance generated so much heat, it turned the room smoky. So Veronica says, is it somewhere where we can go see it again? I will forget. And so this show airs on my YouTube channel, Just Energy Radio on YouTube, but it's under the live link. And I will post the shortened version under just the uploads on the page. So just look for that. So, all right. All right, Amy says, so needed that. Thank you. Would love a reading today. 2, 3, please. Yes, ma'am. I am so glad you guys like the meditation, because I was like, you know, I could talk on a topic, but it just really did not feel right to me. I'm like, we need to meditate today. We need to like get cleared out and focused. All right, Amy. Ew, not good card, but you never know. It could be good. So, Amy, I get the impression that you are planning something. I'm feeling like you're looking at implementing it after the first of the year. I feel like whatever this thing is really more about you, not about everybody else. I'm not really even feeling about business. I feel like, you know, you're wanting to, ready to do some self-healing type stuff, which, you know, I think is great for everyone. It's almost like you're talking yourself into it. I mean, it's interesting because it's something that you can start today, but I feel like Spirit is telling you after the first of the year. So after the first of the year, but maybe you need to like write yourself a note so that you don't forget that you made this commitment to yourself to start this thing after the first of the year. That was vague, but I know that you know what I'm talking about. I mean, that part seems pretty clear. Okay, Veronica wants a reading number 3, please. Yes, Veronica, number 3. Oh, man. Uh-oh, Veronica. Okay, so anybody new to the show, these cards, when they come up, are called mask cards. And they usually indicate where an energy is stuck or there's some denial about it. And I usually will pull cards till I feel like it clears. Okay, so you had this card, but then you had this one. And then this one, that's pretty good. But I am going to go with that one because that's the highest vibration. Okay. Raylan says hi. Hi. Um, okay, so Veronica, I feel like you've been working on peeling layers. I feel like you've hit yet another layer of crap to look at and address. Um, but what's interesting is that I feel like beneath that is yet another layer. I feel like some of the stuff that's been coming up and that you've been hitting has been kind of hard to look at, kind of challenging to want to own and accept. Um, I guess the word that I want to use is when you are able to surrender to that energy, the smoother and easier it's going to be for you to get to this place. You know, when I feel into this and this, I'm just feeling like there's a lot of hurt and a lot of pain. And I feel like you have tried to navigate around it, to address it, but more on a mental level and not really, but not really accept it as this is part of who I am. And where do I go from here? How do I take this and move on and move forward? Because I feel like you're taking this energy and having it like identify who you are. And it's not who you are, it's just was your life experience. And that life experience shouldn't define you as a person. You know, it's the event and the pain from the event and the discomfort from the event that manipulate and control our energy and control our expression, which kind of manifests who we are. Um, but it shouldn't define it. And I feel like once you let go of that pain and that hurt and just go, you know, it is what it is, and I can't really change it at this point in time, you know, or whatever that is, you'll feel better, you'll feel wholer, you'll feel more authentic with yourself and more and will be one with yourself. And I feel like that's something that you've been looking for, you know, on Facebook. And I think you saw it where I posted about doing the shadow work, you know, and I feel like that's kind of what you're working on now is some of that shadow work. And it's okay, you know, and when we do that stuff, garbage comes up. I mean, I can't put it any other way. Stuff comes up, but it comes up so we have the opportunity to transmute it. And I think you have the tools and the emotional maturity to move through it. So good job. And I am going to like take these mask cards and try to get them mixed up good. So I don't want like the mask card after the mask card after the mask card after the mask card thing happening again today. Okay, Drusilla says, hello, good meditation. Thank you, Drusilla. Veronica says, excellent meditation. Carolyn says, love meditation. Raylan, get off the table. So now Raylan thinks he needs to be on the table. Okay, Master Player, I already gave you your reading. Okay, ERRT radio, can I have a read? Oh, number 3. Okay. Number 3. You know, and again, if what I'm saying to you makes sense and is working for you, I would love the feedback. I would love money. I just love stuff. Anyway, number 3. Okay, ERRT radio, that's your card. You know, and I just want to thank you for all you do for me. So thank you so much. Okay, so I feel like, and this is a bit convoluted here, that you have a new project in hand, but I feel like for you to make the project be successful, that you are, and I don't know if this is active yet or will be coming into play, or maybe it's what needs to happen to make this new project work. But I feel like you are starting to, wanting to, will be um, kind of separating the wheat from the chaff and identifying what's working, what's not working, and kind of cutting your losses, instead of like putting a lot of energy into doing stuff that's not really being productive, that you're evaluating and going, hey, that's not really being productive. Maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. Good move. Good move. So excellent. All right. All right. Just okay. Yvonne says, yes, I'm starting to see a little light, and thank you. You definitely learning new coping skills. Great reading. Thanks, Yvonne. Okay, but I'm going to say it, you guys, and I'm going to look at you, Yvonne. Capital letters, because there's a lot of chat going on. All right. Okay, Drusilla says, number 3, please. Okay, and I'm going to say this out loud because I'm a very direct person, but if you post in there that you would like to get a reading, if you only really need to post it once, especially if you post it in capital letters. I mean, it takes a while to get down this list. And if you post, can I get a reading 2 or 3 times? It just confuses me as to whether I've already given you a reading. So not that I'm ignoring you. It's just that, it's a time thing. Okay, Drusilla. Let's see what we have for you. Okay, funky card, but there you go. Okay, interesting. So I feel like you have been holding on to a lot of energy. I feel like you normally kind of stay in the flow and feel pretty light. I feel like for some reason you're not there now. I don't feel like you have bad brain, so that's really good. If I was going to phrase it in some way, I feel like you're not really breathing, like you're holding your breath, waiting for the next shoe to drop kind of thing, which kind of has been the energy of this election. But I'm feeling, and this is where this whole thing is going, is that you are just so ready for this big release and this whole big thing about letting it go, because I feel like you will go from like cloudy vision and confusion to like, I'm back. So and I feel like that's gonna it's coming in the next day or so, like, minimal. I mean, tomorrow's Friday, by this weekend I feel like there's going to be a big shift for you, so that's really good. All right. Hey, Pat, how's it going? And she would like a reading number 3. Okay. And here's your card for today. So Pat, I don't know if you had like a big release just really recently, but I feel like your energy feels really good. It feels really grounded right now. Um, I feel like you got tired of worrying about stuff and just having that be in your brain, and it's not. I feel like you've been really working with some mindfulness practices to kind of keep you on the straight and narrow and the steady. So whatever you're doing, good job, because it shows. I hope that helps, or at least validates what's going on. So Master Player says, thank you. I'm an expert when it comes to radio and television and computers. And Master Player, I knew that part, and it wasn't even why I was going there with you. But I'm feeling like there's something that you are working on, you're wanting to work on, and I feel like there's a piece missing, or you had something and it broke and you need to replace it. I mean, there's something not right for you to move forward. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's Dave Perry. Hey, Dave Perry. I was going to call you the other day, but I didn't. Okay. All right. Don says, at first I thought, I guess Rita was doing the talking heads thing, burning down the house. That's it. That's it. All right. Amy says, I do know what you're talking about. Feels correct to wait till after the first of the year. Thank you. Hold it. Heading for tip jar. Amy, I love you. You left me a tip last week, which I so appreciate. I just so appreciate you. Okay. Randy Hancock. Hey, Rita, it's been years. I was the lead investigator for SPI. Hey, Randy, I remember you. How are you doing? It is so nice to see you here. And I'm looking, and if you're really fast, because I'm almost to the end of the list here, if you would like a reading, just put in a number. Say, I would like a reading, and a number from 1 to 3, because that's how many times I will shuffle. Same with you, Ricky. If you would like a reading, that would be great. All right. ERRT Radio says, thank you, makes sense. And then says, great reading, Dr. Rita. Thank you again. And then Master Player says, thank you once again, Rita. You are so welcome. Drusilla says, excellent. Sometimes I just need confirmation. Thank you. You're so welcome. The Master Player says, I did have to replace my tablet. Yes. Okay. And Dave says, call anytime. It's time to check in. I know it is. And then Pat says, thanks, Dr. Rita. Good to know my meditation and affirmations are working. Pat, you're doing great. I mean, especially with the energy that's been on the planet fairly recently, it's just been hard, really hard. And then Mr. B and Friends and True Seeker says, I really enjoy listening to your readings. Thank you. Thank you so much. So Dave Perry, do you want a reading? So Dave came in, and who else did? Somebody else did. Randy came in. I'm at the bottom of the list, and it's like a first come, first serve situation. Okay. Randy said, doing good, 3. All right, you got it in the nick of time. Oh, and one other thing, if you guys know people that might benefit from coming to this show, or, if you want to share it with people, because you think I'm totally freaking awesome, and you think, hey, you need to get to know Dr. Rita, I would love that. I would just love that. Okay, Randy, here's your card for today. Okay, interesting. So Randy, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you had gone through a period where you were kind of, and then the word I'm going to use is hiding, just kind of like got out of the crazy and have just been kind of working in the background on your own stuff. And kind of hibernating, not that you were not working, but just like not interacting. And I feel like you're kind of over that phase, but I feel like you're trying to figure out how to reintegrate into things, and what to, how to move your best foot forward. I feel like there is, I don't want to say confusion, but kind of a little bit of a black hole as to what you're doing and where you're going. And I'm going to make this comment. I don't get the impression that you have asked the really key operative question, what do I want now? I feel like you're looking out there for opportunity versus looking in here and going, what do I want and what works for me and what's going to make me happy? Because it's through that happiness, it's through that joy, it's through that contentment that spirit moves through us and brings us more. So I hope that makes sense. So Mr. B says, I post your show in my Beehive group and page. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I am at the bottom of the list. I'm okay with going because it has been a long, weird, not bad, but long, weird week. Anyway, so, okay. So there, why do I keep doing that? So there's the tip jar. There's that part, but if you're enjoying the show, I would love it if you'd follow me on my different social media platforms, Just Energy Radio on YouTube, Dr. Rita Louise Live on Facebook, Psychic Doc on Rumble, where this show does stream live, Dr. Rita Louise on BitChute, or Dr. Rita Louise on Twitter, which I've become more and more active on. So if you want to like Twitter friend me, that would be great. But when you go to these pages, like, subscribe, friend me, do whatever you do on these things. So anyway, again, if you would like to schedule a private consultation with me, please go to my webpage, soulhealer.com. That's soulhealer.com. I would love to work with you. And if you're interested in becoming a medical intuitive counselor, a certified energy medicine practitioner, or just like to learn to work with your own energy, go to my webpage, appliedenergeticsinstitute.com. That's appliedenergeticsinstitute.com, and check out the training programs that I offer. Anyway, guys, what the heck? Jimmy, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? I'm getting ready to go. So you need to come back next week so I can say hi like a little more appropriately. Next week. Anyway, I'm Dr. Rita Louise. This is Thursday Night Live. I will see you all next week. Till then, be blessed.